Good morning, children. This is your Bhagya ma'am here. Welcome you all for the geography class. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter in geography. Okay. Before we start this chapter, I just want to ask you a simple question. Did you have your breakfast, children? Yes, I think. I hope you all have breakfast, and even I too have my breakfast, and my breakfast is idli. And this idli is made out of two substances, that is the wheat flour, rice flour and black gram. Rice flour and black gram. So these are the two items. Where do we get from? Yes, from the crops. So I hope you all have guessed the today's chapter, children. Yes, it is nothing but a chapter name is agriculture. What's that? Agriculture. So let us know about the agriculture. Students, at the end of today's class, you will be able to learn the three types of economic activities, definition of agriculture and its importance, and also farm system and types of farming. Let's see each one of them clearly. Okay. Let us know the meaning of agriculture first. What's the meaning of agriculture, children? Here they have given the word origin. See once, the word agriculture is derived from a Latin word ager or agri, meaning soil. Ager means what, children? Soil. And culture means what? Cultivation. So the word agriculture, it has been derived from the word called Latin word, that is ager or agri, meaning soil, and culture means cultivation. Right. So this, the meaning of agriculture is also called tillage of soil. Tillage means what? No, plowing of the soil. So after plowing the soil, we grow the crops. Next, this agriculture was developed at least 10,000 years ago, children. This agriculture was developed at least 10,000 years back. And this agriculture has undergone many significant developments since the time of earliest cultivation. It means from the earliest man to till now, the agriculture has undergone many developments or many changes with the help of technology. Okay, children? Yes. Now let's see the three different types of the activities. So the transformation from a plant to a finished product. For example, the rice which I used in the idli, or the black gram which I used in the idli making, children, it has a plant product. Okay. So the transformation from a plant to a finished product involves three types of economic activities. Those are primary, secondary and tertiary activities. I repeat, the transformation from a plant to a finished product involves three types of economic activities. So they are the primary, the secondary and the tertiary activities. So what comes under the primary activity and what comes under the secondary and tertiary activities, let us see clearly in this module. Okay. So in the primary activities, what comes under, children? Agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry, mining, quarrying, etc. In the secondary activities, it comes only manufacturing. It means they turn the raw material into, or the primary goods into, the most valuable finished goods. Then the next one, tertiary activities. It means what? No, the produced goods can be traded, they can be transported. So it needs some communication, it needs some banking, it means they need some capital to produce, no? And education also, health, tourism, services, insurance. So all these activities comes under tertiary sector. So we can also say these activities are sectors of economic sectors. Okay. Let's see the next one. See here, these are the different economic activities of the people. The primary sector, agriculture; secondary sector, manufacturing; and tertiary sector, here the services. Yes. Children, as you all know that the agriculture is a primary activity. It includes growing crops, fruits, vegetables, flowers, and rearing of livestock. Okay, so in the world, children, 50% of people are engaged in agricultural activity. In the world, how much percentage, children? 50% are engaged in the agricultural activity. But in India's population, children, two-thirds, it means out of three parts, two parts of the people, they're engaging in agriculture, either agriculture directly or indirectly agriculture activity. Okay, so for this, to cultivate this land, children, you need a favorable topography of the soil and also climate. So the favorable topography of soil and climate are the two important factors for the agriculture activity. Okay, so now let's come to the arable land. The land on which the crops you can see the crops are grown is known as arable land. I repeat, the land on which the crops are grown is known as arable land. Okay, you can see the arable land in the following picture. See here, the green part, the areas which are covered with the green color, no, those are all arable land. Children, what do you observe in India? The maximum part of the India is covered with the green color, right? Yes, it means what? The maximum part of the land in India is arable land. It means we could able to cultivate the desert soil, plains, plateaus, all kinds of soils, and we are cultivating. As I told you know that because India, two-thirds of India's population depending on agriculture. Okay, children. So basing on this is the one of the important factor for the cultivating in India. Yes, now let us know the important fact, children. Do you know there are different kinds of cultures? We know only agriculture. Agriculture means what? Only cultivating the soil. But there are different cultures, children. See here, agriculture, sericulture, pisciculture, viticulture, horticulture. See here, agriculture, it's a science of cultivating the soil by raising the crops or raising the livestock. It's called what, children? Farming. Then what is sericulture? It is nothing but commercially rearing of silkworms. They rear the silkworms for commercial purpose. It means what? They sell those cocoons of the silkworms, okay, from which the silk thread is extracted, and then the silk thread is turned into what? Silk cloth ultimately. Now, pisciculture. What's pisciculture, children? Pisciculture is nothing but breeding of fish, specially constructed tanks and ponds. Means artificial tanks are dug out on the land and they fill those tanks with the help of water and they grow the fish in that ponds. That's called fish breeding. So breeding of fish is called what, children? Pisciculture. Now viticulture. What's that? Viticulture. Viticulture means what? Cultivation of crops. Cultivating crops like grapes, orchards, grape orchards. It's called what? Viticulture. Now the last one, horticulture. Horticulture is nothing but growing of fruits, flowers, vegetables for commercial purpose. For commercial use they grow. This is called horticulture. Horticulture. Once again repeat: agriculture, sericulture, pisciculture, viticulture and horticulture. Next, farm system. What is this farm system, children? Farming or agriculture can be looked as farming system. So there's a system, children. So the agriculture or farming is called a farming system. The important inputs which are used in this farming system, see here inputs. What this person is using here: tractor, he is using machinery, he is using, and the pipe which he is using for spraying of insecticides, that's also an input. Even seeds also input, chemical fertilizers also input. So crops he is using, no, the money which he is spending on the crops also is all inputs. So what is the output, children, here? See the crops which he is getting, okay na, it's called output. So inputs and outputs, they undergo with some process. So inputs are undergo with some process and they produce the crops. Ultimately you'll get an output. That's output is only called what, children? Crops. So this is in this picture we can able to understand what is a farm system clearly. Now physical inputs, once you see here, human input, Physical inputs means what? No, sunshine, temperature, soil, slope, rainfall, all those comes under physical inputs. But here see storage, labor, machinery, chemicals. So all those are human inputs. So human being itself an input, children, because unless if we put our effort in the cultivation, we cannot grow the crops. Okay, children. So physical and human farm inputs you can see in the other picture. Now farm system. Agriculture or farming can be looked as system. Inputs of farming which we discussed know water, seeds, fertilizers, machinery and labor. Activities or operations of farming means what, children? Ploughing, sowing, irrigation, weeding and harvesting. Children, you know what? This question can be also asked in 9th and 10th class also. Name 4 farming activities or operations of farming. So you need to mention any 4 of them. They'll be asked for 1 mark question. Sometimes they'll be asking inputs of farming. Name some inputs of farming. Then you can write the inputs of farming. Okay, children? Now, farming. Different types of farming. Subsistence farming, commercial farming. So, farming are mainly classified into subsistence or commercial farming, children. So, again, they'll be subdivided into many classifications, which we will discuss tomorrow. That's all for today, children. Thank you. Stay tuned.